everyone, welcome back to Chelsea Fan TV for a new episode of Round the Corner. Chelsea return to Premier League action with a trip to Anfield to face Liverpool in what's going to be an intriguing clash, one that in recent years has often ended with a lot of controversy, some, ruled out goals, decisions left, right and centre, but it's always promised entertainment. We've often seen draws between the two teams. It's been a while since we've beaten Liverpool though, and to be honest with you, after last season with the 4-1 defeat in what was Klopp's last game managing Liverpool against Chelsea in the league, it's left a bit of a sour taste in our mouth, but we've reset. Both sides have had a great start to the season. They're both under new managers. Liverpool, however, have perhaps had the more positive start because they are current league leaders, which they'll take a lot of pride from. They'll want to extend that, continue that on, but you could say that for both sides, it's probably the toughest game in terms of level of opposition faced yet, so it does promise some excitement. I think it'll be a real kind of reality check to where both sides are at, but more importantly where Chelsea's at, because at the end of the day that's the side we care about. We are Chelsea fans. If you're a Liverpool fan, then you're probably sitting there feeling a little bit more confident right now, but for us this will be a real indication of just where we're at. We've had a great start, perhaps both times before the pause for international break where we've kind of taken just a point away against Crystal Palace and Nottingham Forest has been an indication that there is still more to ask, there's still more to see, but it has also meant that we've come back almost stronger, so hopefully we can continue that on against Liverpool. So it'll be an exciting game. I'm sure, as we all know, Liverpool Chelsea fixtures are always action packed, whether it be controversy with refereeing decisions, red cards, yellow cards, offsides, ruled out goals. You've got it all, so it promises entertainment. But before we get into the game and before we talk about Chelsea versus Liverpool, we will be shouting out our new channel sponsors, guys. Omely, if you haven't heard already, are an app, a space where you can basically connect with lots of creators, other fans, and talk about your favourite club, where you get a voice and you can actually be involved rather than just kind of typing in comments. You can talk, you can debate, you can engage, and you can build a real strong sense of community with other fans from literally all across the world. We'll be on there as well. You can come on, you can chat to us, you can discuss your opinions, but it's really a great space, guys, where you can just voice your opinion and see who agrees with you or who disagrees with you. But that's the way to go, guys. Make sure you download the app, check it out. The description will be the link will be in the description down below. It's free, check it out. I'm sure you guys will love it when you're on there. Be sure to check it out. Omely, guys. But let's get straight into this video. So I think in terms of what Enzo Maresca has done with Chelsea is kind of slowly build this system where we know what the game plan is and we also adapt to it if, say, opposition sets up a little bit differently, as Brighton did, as Nottingham Forest did. I said this, Nottingham Forest really did surprise us. They played some really good football. There was some great defending on their behalf, and even a man down, they looked like they were ready to take 3 points home. Thankfully they didn't. Perhaps Chelsea could have had a little bit of a better go there, but again, it's something we're going to learn from, build on, and hopefully what we can go to Anfield with is just a little bit more confidence and just be direct. When the chances fall on us, finish them. It won't be an easy game. There are lots of duels across the pitch that will be really interesting to see, and especially when you look at recent results, Liverpool lost to Nottingham Forest, who gave us a tough game too. So it's interesting. I think, they've conceded less goals. They've conceded only 2, but we've scored more goals than them. So there is this interesting kind of, just intrigued to this game, really. I'm excited more than anything. Maybe I'm not as confident because it is Liverpool. They've got the home advantage. Anfield is a tough place to go. But recent kind of results, especially the ones in the cup finals where we've drawn, there's always that extra bit of urge there to get one up on Liverpool. We'll all remember the 2021 win where Mason Mount got the winner. That almost seems like a lifetime ago, but it's time to start getting back into a little bit of a hopefully competitive competitive nature with Liverpool. How I think we'll set up is going to be very I think it's going to be quite self-explanatory, purely because we know that, you know, Reece James is obviously not available. He won't be available. He now is training, which is great, but I think Malo Gusto will be occupying that right spot, and depending on who plays there, I think it probably will be Diaz for Liverpool. That will be a really interesting duel there, because I think Malo Gusto was great at last season coming up against, you know, these really great wingers. I think Luis Diaz has become a lot more explosive. He can be much more direct and more clinical when chances fall upon him, so it'll be really important for Gusto to keep him at bay on that right hand side. But yeah, that duel will be really interesting. Gusto's rapid, he's quick, he's great at defending, and he's good at going forward too, so it'll be interesting to see that dynamic there. Obviously Robert Sanchez I didn't mention, but I think, you know, it goes without saying Robert Sanchez will be in goal, and hopefully, again, this is one of those games where, you know, all our players have had good games, they've had bad games. There's been inconsistencies across the pitch, but hopefully this is a game where Sanchez actually can be on top of his game. His shot stopping ability is good, and hopefully playing out the back is better, because again, that's an area where Liverpool can really capitalise on that. If we make mistakes playing the ball out the back, we will be punished for it. So that's something we need to be on top of our game for. Now, I think paired at the back will of course probably be Tosin and Levi Colwill. Fana obviously won't be available, I don't think, for this game, so it will be them two. And you know what, when I look at how much height Liverpool have, particularly for set pieces, attacking set pieces like corners and stuff, you know, you got Virgil, Van Dijk, Canate, I look at our defence and I think we actually do have some height now. Colwill and Tosin, that is height and physicality that you can use there for aerial dominance. I think Nicholas Jackson equally has become quite good at defending set pieces. He really helps. Height is so important. So again, that's going to be integral. And when you look at players like Canate and Van Dijk, who else can mark them apart from them two? So I think it's important in that regard to have the balance there at the back, so it probably will be those two. Cole has become very comfortable in this back line. He's very good at playing the ball forwards, been so far so happy. And Tosin, I'm excited because, again, I think I said I'm very happy to encourage him, give him minutes, let him, you know, expand his game. I think he's got a lot more to show, and this will be a real big test for him. Another thing I will say, and that brings me to my next point, that obviously Renato Vega probably occupies that left back role, is obviously because Cucurella is suspended, he won't be available, is that these players haven't necessarily come up against Liverpool that often, or almost never, like Vega and I'm sure Tosin in his Chelsea shirt, of course. So it's really interesting to see that when those players who don't really know what to expect, or aren't really don't really have bad memories of playing against Liverpool, it's interesting that they don't have that element of fear, and also there's that element of unpredictability as well on how to set up against them. You know, with obviously Salah, who probably will be up against wow, I just that kind of just kicked in that Salah will be up against him on that right hand side. But again, it's a test because he's not played there before, but also what you expect. I mean, if we're talking about dominance and we're talking about experience, then of course it's Salah comes out on top easily with that one there. But again, I think it will be interesting to see how we defend as a unit. And yeah, but Salah will be a real danger man there for us. We have to really contain that right hand side. It'll be interesting to see who they start. I mean, I think for me, Jota probably, yeah, Jota starts. Jota has been so, like, I mean, for me, Jota is one of those kind of underrated players. I think he's been getting a lot more appreciation recently, but like even last year, he was really that kind of clutch man for Liverpool, especially with Salah's absence away at AFCON. Jota really stepped up and he is able to finish chances. I think his conversion rate is pretty good. So again, chances can't fall to Jota either, because that won't be so great. But moving into midfield, again, goes without saying Enzo and Caicedo paired alongside each other. Enzo probably captains us. That is another player that has faced a lot of scrutiny, continues doing so, but I will still back him and say, Enzo, this is a game where you can really make a name for yourself and you can really prove everyone wrong. Yeah, it takes more than just a game. We want to see some consistency, but these are the games where we really brought these midfielders in to compete with midfields like those of Liverpool. You know, you've seen players like Gravenberch step up massively this season, arguably been one of the most dangerous players. It will be really interesting to see that midfield dynamic. Cole Palmer, of course, starts there, and wow, Cole Palmer to give Liverpool a hard time will be just so nice to see. If he can continue that on, then yeah, we just know what Cole Palmer can be for us. How many awards has he got already now at Chelsea? Can't count too many, but yeah, we all know what Cole Palmer is for us. It goes without saying. Now, I think Noni Madueke will start on the right. I think the left-hand side is a bit more interesting because you could probably make a case for either Sancho or Neto to start. Neto because of how, you know, explosive he can be. Sancho perhaps sometimes maybe doesn't take it upon himself to shoot. He's obviously got 3 assists already, which is fantastic for the games he's played, but I think sometimes he should be a little bit more confident to back himself to shoot rather than trying to pick a pass and cross it every time. So for me, it's interesting. I would probably in this game maybe go for Neto, but equally, having said that, I would not be opposed for Sancho starting either. So how welcome is that to have that depth there? Let us know in the comments though, guys, who you would start there on the left-hand side. And then, of course, who else? Nico Jackson leading the line. Nicholas Jackson is a player that in these games is going to be quite heavily marked. It's going to be tough for him to find himself in open space. He's going to have to create that space for himself, but he will be very important in kind of coming from deep, carrying the ball and helping out in midfield and defence as well where he can, which is obviously a big it's a way that Enzo Maresca has kind of utilised him, and when chances fall to him, Jackson, you're going to have to be clinical, my guy. But yeah, again, you know, we know that Jackson is that regular starter now. He's a senior player. He arrived as a very young, raw player last year, still scored so many goals, but now he just is that guy. He is the man that we have full faith in to yes, hopefully get us some goals. But nevertheless, guys, I'm really excited about this game. I'm just eager to see a really good performance, us play as a unit. We looked absolutely shambolic last season against Liverpool, particularly away from home. So yeah, I just really would like to see us play well. We got to play them at the start of the season. It was a very different Chelsea side. Things went completely downhill after that draw at Stamford Bridge. And then the away fixture was very different, but hopefully we can take some pride away, take some points away. I would maybe go for a draw in this game purely because I'm not going to go for a Chelsea defeat. I can't do that, and I don't necessarily think I'm that afraid of Liverpool. I think they're an amazing side. They've got a lot of threat. They can really be dangerous, and I think that they do seriously have the advantage of it being at Anfield, and that probably is going to be quite helpful for them. But I'll go for a draw. Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. Make sure you subscribe to Chelsea Fan TV if you haven't done so already. Like this video, let us know your thoughts, guys, and we will see you soon. Up the Chels.